People like to say money can't buy happiness. Maybe, but it can buy quiet. It can buy breathing room. That's what I wanted. Not yachts, not a villa in Greece. I wanted a life where a flat tire or a pink slip didn't knock me flat. I live in Flagstaff, Arizona, where tall pines lean into old wind and the air smells older than time. My place is a small 2-bedroom with floors that creak and a water heater with a mood. I bought it in 2016 after I got my systems analyst job at a medical logistics firm. I drive a 2008 Toyota Matrix with a dented back bumper, and I've never felt like trading it in. Most days started the same: coffee, oatmeal. A quick look at my bank account before I logged in for work. I liked the slow climb, how the numbers grew in inches, not leaps. $92,300 turned into $97,200, then $103,400. By the summer of 2024, I had $113,000. That number meant I'd done something right. It meant skipped trips, homemade lunches, quiet weekends, and 100 small no's had turned into one big yes: safety. I didn't brag about it. Not because I was hiding anything, but because self-control makes some people itchy. They turn it into jokes or judgment. My brother Ellis once asked, half smirking, "Saving for the apocalypse?" I wanted to say, "No, I'm saving so the world can't swallow me whole." I didn't know I wasn't just trusting math. I was trusting systems I thought would hold. I was trusting the people closest to me. Then the reunion came. Every June, our family drives to Lake Powell and squeezes into my parents' old log cabin. Same grilled food, sloppy relay games no one organizes well, and too many folding chairs. We act like nothing's shifted, even when conversation runs out fast. I got there early on Friday. Heat pressed the deck boards. My dad waved with a beer. My mom clattered in the kitchen, pretending not to be irritated that everyone was late. I unpacked, sliced watermelon, dodged the "So when are you settling down?" chorus. Ellis and his wife Delaney pulled up just before sunset in a dusty black sedan. He honked twice and grinned sideways, the same way he did when we were teenagers. "Rowan, hail!" he called like a game show host. "Still off the grid, making spreadsheets?" I met him halfway down the crunching path. "Still telling jokes no one laughs at?" I said. Delaney got out in a floaty sundress and oversized sunglasses. "Rowan," she sang, "you look the same, so disciplined." She hugged me, polite, light, all surface. It had been over a year. Ellis smelled like aftershave and energy drink. Delaney like sunscreen and a citrus perfume that cost more than it should. They looked good, tired but polished. At dinner, Ellis ribbed me about my quiet life, about apps I didn't use, and dates I didn't go on. Delaney laughed, but her eyes kept drifting. To my hands, my nails, my watch, how I passed a bowl. She watched me like she was taking notes. Later, out by the fire with s'mores and old high school stories, I felt her staring again. She smiled when I caught her. "You're always so put together," she said. "I don't know how you do it." "I plan," I said, shrugging, trying to make it boring. In the morning, she was already in the kitchen when I came for coffee. By afternoon, the house hummed with naps and boats on the lake. Delaney asked me to walk the trail with her. I said yes because it felt easier than saying no. We walked in steady silence, gravel crunching, dry heat softened by a breeze off the Yuzyair. Water. You could hear a jet ski whining in the distance and low voices across the cove. "Sorry if Ellis pushed too hard last night," she said. "He thinks he's funny." "He always has," I said. She nudged a pebble off the path. "You've built something solid, haven't you?" "I guess," I said. "It took time." She stopped walking. "Rowan," she said, voice small, careful. "I need to tell you something." My stomach tightened before she said it. "I'm pregnant," she whispered, eyes glossy. "I found out last week." "Congratulations," I said, trying to catch up. She gave a short half laugh that didn't feel like joy. "It's not good news. We're broke. Like, really broke. Ellis's car got repossessed. We're 3 months behind on rent. Now this." The knot pulled tighter. I'm working double shifts at the cafe. He's between jobs. Again, I'm scared. I heard myself say, I can help. The words were out before I thought. I can send you something. Get you caught up. No, she said quickly, shaking her head. I wasn't asking for money. I'd never. But we both knew she was. Seriously, I said. Whatever you need. She nodded, swiping at her eyes. Thanks. I don't know what to do. Back at the cabin, Ellis tossed beanbags like nothing was wrong. That night, I fell asleep doing math. I woke early on Sunday and found Delaney at the table, leaning over my open laptop. She looked up too fast. Sorry, she said, fingers hovering. Just checking the weather. My phone died. I nodded, pushing down a small alarm. Sure. I closed the laptop gently. Storm's rolling in around 4, she added, like proof. She smiled too big and left. The house was quiet. I stood there staring at the closed lid. I almost never leave it open. I couldn't remember logging out. Doubt flickered and faded. It felt wrong to be suspicious. It was Delaney, family. I changed my banking password that morning, just in case. I didn't change the security questions. I didn't turn on two-factor. I didn't log out anywhere. That felt dramatic, and I didn't want to be the person who treated family like a threat. Instead, I kept thinking about $5,000. 5 wouldn't crush me. I'd still have over $100,000. It could help them catch up, breathe, prepare for the baby. Maybe I'd say it was a gift. No strings, no shame. We sat by the dock that afternoon in lazy sun and shallow chatter. Ellis cracked beers and tossed one-liners like confetti. Delaney leaned on the railing, humming along to a playlist. She glanced at me once, almost unreadable. I looked away first. They left before lunch. Delaney hugged me hard. You're the best, Rowan, she said softly. You really are. Then they were gone. I drove home planning that transfer in my head. Monday morning was cloudy and quiet. I fed my neighbor's cat, brewed coffee, opened my laptop at the kitchen table, thinking about whether $5,000 was too much or not enough. I logged in. The number on my savings line hit like a fist. 0. I blinked, refreshed, waited, 0. I stared so long the coffee went cold. I called my credit union on numb fingers. Thank you for calling Western Oak Credit Union, the voice chirped. How can I help? This is Rowan Hale, I said, voice steady by force. My savings account is showing 0. That isn't possible. The rep paused. Let me pull up your file. Can I verify your name and last 4? I did. Another pause. I'm seeing outgoing transfers from Friday night through Sunday, she said gently. The total is $113,000. My mouth went dry. Where? Several external accounts. I'm emailing the transaction list now. The email arrived before we hung up, line after line. $1,800, $12,000, $22,000, each one a dropped stone in my chest. Then I saw the recipient names. Delaney R. Hale, Ellis J. Hale. The room drained of color. My brother, his wife, the people who smiled across my parents' table and thanked me for lemonade. I sat very still. Then I packed a small bag and drove to Phoenix without telling anyone. Their complex looked cheaply built and tired. Sun-bleached siding, a sagging balcony, a crooked row of mailboxes. I'd been there once. It felt different now, stripped of any gloss. I knocked. Ellis opened the door in basketball shorts, barefoot, holding a bottle of orange soda. Rowan, he said, easy grin. Didn't expect you. Everything okay? I walked past him. Delaney was on the couch, scrolling like it was any other morning. She looked up, blinked once, set the phone down. She wore one of Ellis's oversized sweatshirts. I know, I said. The air tightened. Ellis shut the door. No one asked what I meant. My account, I said, calm and quiet. All of it. Delaney gave a small laugh, like I'd overreacted to a parking ticket. You're being dramatic. You used your own names, I said. You didn't even try to hide it. She picked at imaginary lint. Relax, we needed it more than you. You're always fine, Rowan. You'll bounce back. Ellis leaned, arms crossed, jaw set. You hoard money like a bunker builder. You weren't doing anything with it. I pulled out my phone. Then, you won't mind the consequences. Delaney sat up. What are you doing? I was already dialing. My thumb didn't shake. My voice didn't rise. The anger had burned off. What was left was precision. 911, the operator said. What's your emergency? I need to report a major theft, I said. I'm in the apartment of the people who took it. I gave the address. Yes, I said. I'll wait outside. Ellis's face slipped. Delaney didn't laugh. They were arrested 3 days later. I didn't watch it happen, but a neighbor said Ellis opened the door shirtless, smirk first, then melted when the badge flashed. Delaney cried. Someone filmed from across the lot and posted it in the neighborhood Facebook group. I didn't look. The police report was plain and cold. Charges for identity theft, fraud, conspiracy. No space for childhood memories, lake photos, or holiday dinners. Just facts. That night, my mother called. I watched the screen ring for a full minute before I answered. Rowan, she sobbed. What have you done? She's your brother's wife. She's pregnant. I said nothing. She's pregnant, she insisted. You called the police on your own family. She's not pregnant, I said. Silence. What? She lied. There is no baby. The investigator told me. She admitted it. More silence. I heard my father in the background, low and sharp. A curse I'd never heard from him. I have to go, my mother whispered, and hung up. I stood in my kitchen with the phone in my hand. The dishwasher beeped that it was done. A small breeze pushed a receipt on the counter. The ordinary world ticked on, steady, the quiet I'd built still here even after a break-in I couldn't see. In the morning, I emailed the detective. I would press charges. I would cooperate. She replied quickly, grateful, outlining next steps. A trial, maybe restitution, maybe not. The process had started. I wasn't backing away. The trial moved fast. The evidence was clear. The transfers traced straight to their apartment, even the IP address. The digital forensics expert I hired testified without drama, just timelines, logins, and paths. Ellis sat like the proceedings were beneath him, jaw tight, hands folded, as if patience were his only burden. Delaney cried quietly through most of it, like someone performing Sorrow for a Room. Neither of them looked at me. The judge called it deliberate, predatory, and cruel, financially and emotionally. I did not flinch. Ellis took a plea. 6 years in federal prison, no parole for at least 5. Delaney got 2 years and 5 years of probation. At sentencing, she said a few words about desperation and confusion. She didn't say my name. She didn't apologize. The court recovered $71,000 through asset seizure. Ellis had bought a new car with my money, titled under Delaney's name but paid in full. They had drained checking accounts. There was jewelry the court let me reclaim. The rest, $42,000, was gone. Groceries, rent, maybe gambling, beer, ordinary life, funded by the quiet one in the family. After sentencing, I walked out alone. No one waited for me. No cousin texted. No apology arrived from a number I knew. My parents didn't come. I hadn't expected them to. There was no big scene, no final argument that made anything feel better. Just the sound of my shoes on courthouse steps and January air biting my lungs. At home, I made tea and sat by the window. The sun slid low and turned the edge of the snowbank into soft gold. I didn't feel victorious, I felt tired. But I wasn't ruined. I changed every password. I closed accounts and opened new ones. I turned on two-factor for everything. I picked security questions no one who grew up with me could guess. I learned to encrypt folders, monitor logins, and shut digital doors with a click I could trust. I talked to my lawyer about sealing records. I bought a new deadbolt. Not because I thought someone would kick in my door, but because I'm learning to guard what's mine. The rest of the family stayed quiet. I started again. 8 months later, my life is quieter in ways I earned. Same. House. Same car, same coffee. But nothing is exactly the same. I rewrote my rules starting with myself. I'm saving again, slowly, steady. It isn't 6 figures yet. Every dollar means more. It isn't just money now. It's proof I survived something that was designed to hollow me out. I don't talk to Ellis or Delaney. I don't answer unknown numbers that started lighting up last month. I don't check the Facebook group where someone said Delaney posted a verse about forgiveness. That's her lane, not mine. I hike more now. I walk farther. I bought a used camera and learned to catch small things. Light on pine bark, frost curled along a railing. I joined a trivia night at a local brewery where people only know me as Rowan, the one who remembers odd geography facts. I'm dating. His name is Carter. He's kind, a bit awkward, and he knows how to leave a silence alone. I haven't told him everything. I probably will. For now, we laugh. We sit in quiet that doesn't hurt. When he asks about my past, I say I used to save too much and trust too easily. The rest can wait. No one touches my accounts but me now. No one else holds my keys. Not to my passwords, not to my money, not to my future. They changed everything when they took what I built. But what I made after, that's mine.